Good afternoon, guys. So this is another edition of Quiz Your Biz Live. Today I will be interviewing, if it works, Ben Kelly. So to let everyone know what this is, this is going out to both our personal pages and will be shared in some of the business groups I'm in as well. So every week I interview a business person from one of the business groups, and they tell us all about their business and what they've been up to and what they're looking to do in the future as well. So I say this is going out to my personal page, so there will be some people on here I know. This will be shared to the business groups as well. So Ben Kelly, I can see you are watching now, so I will add you hopefully to the post very quickly if it'll let me, and it doesn't have you on the list yet. So Ben, I think you have to request to actually be added to it. But yeah, as I mentioned, this is something I do every single week, and interviewing a small business in one of the business groups that I help run. So looking a little bit summarier today than normal. Normally I'll be suited up, and I have done some networking today already where I was in a shirt and trousers, but it was ridiculously hot, so I am in my gym vest already. Hopefully Ben will be able to get on in just a moment. Ben, are you finding that button okay, or are we going to have technical difficulties again? Hopefully you're able to get there. I can see on the list of people watching, Ben, but it's not got the add button next to your name, so I cannot add you in without you adding yourself. So Ben, if you want to comment if you can see this okay, and if you can maybe try and get on. If not, then we will see if we can do it through a different group or do it through a different area. I'm just going to share it now to the couple of business groups we're in as well. But any questions for Ben? Ben is a DJ, and he's actually, Ben, I can see you here already, but I need you to press the add button to the live, to request live adding. I think that's the wrong word, but to be added to the live broadcast. How do I do it? There is I think on your laptop, I'm not 100% sure. On your mobile, there is a picture of two like little bodies next to each other that you have to press and then add to. If anyone else is watching and knows how to add someone to a live another way, or how Ben can get onto that would be great. Ben, I know how to do it on phone, but I don't know how to do it on laptop. So I'm assuming there's the same buttons or very similar buttons that hopefully you will be able to see. Other more technical issues, as every single week, more technical issues. So I'm sharing this to Darren's local business network and to the Foreign group as well. If we can do that, so Foreign community. Which will be no good at all. He's sharing to any of these groups. If we can't get you to join in, it's got a little red circle there, so I'm guessing. No, it's Patty. You're more than welcome to come on one of my lives sometime if you like. But if you come onto this one, you're definitely not Ben Kelly. So Ben Kelly is there, so I can add him now. So he'll be sent an invite to join my broadcast, and hopefully it's no answer from video guest. Well, that's just rubbish, isn't it? Sorry, Ben. We will try that again. Patty, I'm going to cut you off because you're not Ben Kelly. And Ben Kelly, you should be able to be added. No answer from live video guest. I don't know what is going on there. We will try one more time. Approve. Add. And no answer from live video guest again. So if you can, however you did it, retract your ad and then re-add, we will try that way and see if we can get any further. Again, it is saying you have sent that, but for whatever reason, it doesn't like it. So Ben, if you can cancel and try again, that would be great. So I'm posting that to Foreign community as well. I'll see if I can add you once more. No, it's not giving me there's a lot of people I can add, which will make a very different conversation, but none of them are you. So Ben, here we go. Approve again. Add. Adding. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll see. Is it going to work? The tension is like incredible. Adding. It still says adding, and I think it's lies. Hey Reese, how you doing? It said adding. I don't know why it's not added you. No. It still says adding. Right, so this time maybe. Reese, come on, you're an expert on Facebook stuff and marketing. It's kind of the same thing. Any tips to how we might be able to get Ben on here? Because it's just not adding him. It's saying it's all lies. It says it's adding him and it's just not. Any ideas, Reese? No. A few people watching, and they're just going to be me talking to myself. Oh, connecting! Hey! There we go. 6-time lucky, huh?
Do you know what it was?
What's
My
that?
phone was the wrong way round.
Such a simple thing, and it does it every. But it doesn't tell you, which is the most annoying thing, right? If it just
No,
said turn your phone
exactly.
around, then yeah, dead easy. Ben, tell us your full name and what you do.
Really weird. Sorry, I'm not. I had to do it on my phone. Like before, I did it on my laptop, but hey ho. So I'm Ben Kelly. I'm essentially a DJ, and I own BJK Entertainment Limited.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to think of what the name was. Yeah, it's BJK Entertainment Limited is my company. I'm a DJ. I do kids parties, birthday parties, weddings, corporate events, even events where I put on shows like singers, comedians, etc., etc., for the paying public.
Sorry, you just
That's
froze there for a second from
essentially.
my end, Ben. Can you say again, please?
That's right. So it's Ben Kelly from BJK Entertainment Limited, and I do children's parties, birthday parties for adults, weddings, corporate events, and events for the paying public. Things like singers, comedians, bands, and things like that, like showcases, really.
Okay, sounds good. So Ben, I mean, obviously, this video goes out amongst the business groups to 4N and to DLBN, which are all over the country. What areas do you cover, or what's your preferred area?
So I said my preferred area. I don't have a preferred area because I'll do anything anywhere, so to speak. And so what I do is I go from Staffordshire down to Wiltshire. So that's 6 different counties in between. But I'm living in Bromsgrove near Birmingham. So what I've done is I've counted Birmingham as a separate area because
Sure.
it's a vast area and there's lots going on there. So effectively, I've got 7 different areas that I cover.
Okay. And Ben, what got you into? What made you want to become a DJ and cover these sort of events?
So basically, the reason why I got into it is because I went to a college, and it was a college for the disabled, for residential people. So everyone all over the country um, get sent or get to go to this specialist college. This specialist college is centre of excellence for dealing with um, people that have no ability to do it much for themselves, and they can't walk, talk, or anything like that. But they have a vast majority. They have a vast range of disabilities. So they have somebody like me who can do things, um, but they they like myself can go further in the education system, or they help people that are worse off than myself, and they deal with like life skills and how teaching them how to cook and things like that. So how I started was I got myself onto the student union of that college. I was given I was the entertainment secretary, entertainment officer for a year, and I was given a budget to do the entertainment for the whole month. I think it was about £150. £150 is enough for one disco a month. So
Sure.
I've got at that point I had something like 200 disabled 200 disabled people that were about 5 mile from the nearest town, and they couldn't get from college because it was rural in the middle of a blinking field, and they couldn't get into town because they were disabled. They couldn't jump on a bus, like let's say you can, yeah. So if they were
Sure.
to be taken into town, it the staff members have got to look after them, drive them on the minibus and things like that. So, as entertainment officer, I went back to the people that set the budget for the month. I said, "I'll tell you what, you triple my month one um, from the college to put on events. I will buy the equipment and I will do the discos myself." So I set up my own little disco equipment for the college, and I did it separately, and I charged everybody to get into the disco a fiver, as it would be in the nightclub, and people came in and they they had they had their night Friday or Saturday, and we did that week in week out for the whole academic year, and that each of those £5 that everybody paid to get in went back into the budget to then provide other different things for the month. So we had a disco every other week, and we'd have some other entertainment for the other 2 weeks of the month. And then we obviously had proms and things like that. So all that money that they were paying in for got repurposed, basically.
And then that's how you started, and then everything's just gone on from there, is it?
Absolutely. So that's where I got the passion, because I don't know if you know much about cerebral palsy, but that is a condition where it's got lots of different characteristics. One of them is where they can't do much. They're in a wheelchair. They can't walk. Some can't talk and can't move and things like that. Yeah.
Sure.
When a favourite song for somebody comes on, that person, the smiles on that person, and they're jumping out their chair. Not even hypothetically, they're actually jumping for joy because their favourite song's on. Medically, that person can't walk, talk, or move. How? What's going on there? That is the power of music. So that I totally resonate with that, because I've got a few people that are friends that are in that position, and when their favourite song comes on, they're jumping for joy. It's medically not possible. So I used that emotion and thought, something that I can do this outside of the college.
Sure.
So I used that experience and like, right, okay, I can do this for friends and family at first. I then trained with the Prince's Trust, um, and it was between the end of college and going to uni when I went on to the business and enterprise, um, which which taught me how to run a business and things like that. So then I basically got a grant from the trust, and they said, right, this is the grant, this is what you've got. So I got the best equipment that I can get at the time, which enabled me to do friends and families little parties here and there. But that's not a business. So I then did friends of friends, friends and friends of friends, and it snowballed from there. And then I started to realise that I can advertise in community centres and village halls and things, and like people like creches and things, that moms and dads used to call me up and like, oh, how much you charge? So I charge what I charge, and it just grew from there. And then I kind of like realised that I actually, to be fair, I wanted to be a little bit like Bill Gates. I wanted to be the multi-billionaire,
Sure.
you know, and the whole. I want to go and do something with computers. So I did that at college because it was a disabled college, a college for the disabled. I'm not knocking it. I had some great years there, but because they had to cater for everybody, the qualification that I walked out with was below GCSEs, right? So my school didn't do it because, again, the situation, there wasn't enough there for them to qualify to actually put anybody through it. So the same happened again at college. I'm like, great. So effectively, at the end of college, I was 4 years behind any able-bodied person, mentally, in terms of qualifications and things. I then went to, while I was at that college for the disabled, I did my GCSEs English and Maths, but because of my behindness, I basically just didn't have the knowledge to be able to pass even the basic, like a grade C at GCSEs. I think I walked out of the college with a U, both in English and Maths. That ain't going to get you nowhere,
Sure.
unfortunately. So then I did. I then did a. I then went to mainstream college, and that's where I kind of integrated with able-bodied people and realised actually this is better than what I've been through, because I kind of connect better with able-bodied people. Absolutely nothing against disabled people and things like that, but I just, sounds really cliche, but I felt normal. Um, like hanging with able-bodied people was better to me than hanging with disabled people, because they have the mentality of woe is me, or a lot of people do, and
Okay.
I'm not woe is me at all.
Sure.
I strive to be better.
So, but Ben,
So
you've kind of touched on very briefly there your own disability. Can you tell
yeah,
us what disabilities you have?
so I've got something called spina bifida hydrocephalus, which basically means your spine is in two sections, effectively. Yeah, and you've got vertebra that go together like that. Yeah, that that is your back, right? Roughly.
Sure.
My back doesn't do that. My back has effectively breaks in it. It's not breaks, but it's effectively that. So my legs don't work because of this. I was born with an open back, right? So my back was put back together effectively when I was younger. I'm I'm trying to describe this in layman terms because not a lot of people would understand medical and things.
Sure.
So to to enable the doctors to do that, because it was very touch and go when I was little. It was either have this operation or die, effectively.
Okay.
Um, so the doctors basically obviously asked my parents, and they obviously said yes. They had to cut the nerves in my back, which stopped me using my legs, basically. Yeah. So I've never been able to use my legs. So, and that's how I can't. That's kind of like why I'm paralysed from the legs down and all that sort of stuff. The hydrocephalus part, because I have the spina bifida, the hydrocephalus normally comes with it. Now, hydrocephalus is water on the brain, because you have got the easiest way to explain it is little ducts in your neck to drain away the fluid. It goes round your head and then drains away. My little thing didn't develop as a kid, as growing in the womb and all this sort of stuff. So I had to have an artificial tube basically put in my neck from my brain to basically take away that extra water effectively. I unfortunately 2 years ago, that little tube, which I've had for about 30 years, blocked. So I was living in Cheltenham, and it was great. I was living. It was almost like living the life of Riley in Cheltenham. I was well known. I was in pubs. I was in social clubs, village halls. I was literally getting something every week as a DJ. Unfortunately, this happened, and I was having like really bad headaches. And me being a man, I'm not stereotyping here, but a lot of men don't go to the doctor because they think they're macho and all this sort of stuff, yeah? And I put it down, oh, it's okay, it's a headache, it'll pass. It didn't pass. That headache stayed me for 2 weeks. I started to pass out because of the pressure on my brain. And basically, I had to get rushed into the Cheltenham General Hospital, which is where I was living at the time. And they didn't have the specialist of care there because it's like specialism, basically. So they had to sedate me and send me to Birmingham to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Now, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital is the centre of excellence for a lot of things. One of them is my condition, brain surgery, all this sort of stuff. So I was sedated, sent to there, which is normally a 45-minute journey. But because of protocol and because of my sedation, they could only drive certain mile an hour. It took me 2 hours to get there. My parents came to my house to make sure I was okay and stuff. Set out to the hospital, and they got there before me. They were waiting for over an hour for me to arrive. They thought I'd actually passed away on the journey because I was taking so long to get there. Anyway, I know, straight away into theatre, sorted me out, took the old pipe out, the old tube out, put another one back in. Great, all working, I'm fine. Intensive care, great, no problem at all. The second pipe that they put in, because it goes down into your neck, into your stomach, blocked again. So what do we? I keep blocking these tubes up. What do they do? At that point, a surgeon did a pioneering technique on me, and it was very humbling that I was one of the first. Well, they couldn't touch me, or they didn't want to do any pioneering situations on me because I was okay at the time. It's a typical situation of why fix something if it's not broken. So what they did is, I obviously had this issue. I kept blocking these tubes up. So what they done is they got me back into theatre, it's a bit squeamish, but it's what's happened. They drilled through the first 3 ventricles of my brain. So now my CSF fluid runs like yours. So yours goes around your brain and then it drains out and more's created all the time. Well, mine does that, and it goes round now just like yours because of this operation. But this operation wasn't around when I was born, so I've had to wait 30 years for it to actually be pioneered basically.
Yeah, it sounds like a big, scary operation, to be honest.
Well, I've got a bit because you're into your fitness and things, yeah. So you know how the body heals itself, right?
Sure.
Right. So every part of your body heals itself, right? So I woke up from the operation. The first thing I did after, like, asking parents what happened and if I'm okay and all that sort of stuff, the surgeon came in and he told me what he'd done and all this. I shook the guy by the hand, and this is no joke. I said, thank you very much, obviously, for saving my life and all this. Mm-hmm. And then I was in there for 4 months in total. He came back round. He's like, yeah, this is the last visit from me. You can go, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm sorry. I can't go. I'm not going anywhere because I haven't got a tube in. Because I'm reliant I was reliant on this tube. And with the knowledge that the body heals itself, these holes, they're going to heal themselves. Because that's what the body does. Mm-hmm. I'm not joking you. That guy, who is a really busy guy, operation literally back to back every day of the week, sat down and he explained to me exactly how the body works and how this part of the brain won't heal itself. I'm like, but the body heals itself. What little old me, questioned a guy that's been in the business for 30 plus years. What you want about the body heals itself? And he was like, no, Ben, don't worry. These holes, they're fine. They're not going to heal. And if anything went wrong, they can always put this tube back in. But 2.5 years now, and I'm still here. Apparently, I actually passed out, effectively died 5 times.
Wow.
Twice at home and 3 in the hospital. And
so you're a bit like a superhero, really, right? No, you're very bulletproof.
Not. I just need a cape now, you know what I mean? No. Yeah. It's just, I just couldn't believe. And he actually sat down and actually gave me the explanation. You know, not all doctors would do that. You know, he actually explained to me. This is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben, we mentioned it briefly in our chat before, so I'm definitely not being rude by saying this. No. Why are you in bed still?
Why am I in bed still? So, part of my disability means I get something called cellulitis, and I've got really bad leg sores and things like that. So, I've got a charity event tonight. Actually, talking about that just quickly, it's actually raising money for the hospital that dealt with all my operations that I've just told you about. So, to me, it's my way of giving back. So I'm doing that from 7 till midnight tonight. and I'm in bed, as I do all the time, that I have a gig on. I'll stay in bed till a certain time, get up, go out, do my gig, come back, get into bed. When I was 20, 21, I was living the life of Riley, not listening to my body, so to speak. Up all night, staying in my chair because I have carers. I can't expect the carers to come back at 1 in the morning to get me into bed. So I used to have to stay in my chair all night, and that would then be bad for my legs and things like that. So
Sure.
I basically work my disability. I work my job around my disability. I couldn't do a typical 9 to 5 job or a shift job in, let's say, Asda, Morrison's or anything like that. Because what if my disability doesn't allow me to do that? What if I'm ill? I can't cover that. I can't go and do that shift. Ordinarily, if you don't turn up for work, you don't get paid, or you get sacked because you haven't gone in. So I've gone DJing because it's a passion, but also I can manipulate the situation to be able to do the events that I can get to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So with some premises, would they need to be disabled access, or what's kind of situation there?
Yeah. So what I was explaining to you just before on our little call, so I can do, let's say, a wedding, and if you book somewhere with access, absolutely I can do it, no problem at all. But what happens if you want that grand venue with a massive staircase and it's just not accessible because it's a castle, for example? You can't come to me. Yes, you can, because in those 6 different counties that I told you about, I have 2 other DJs that I can put into place. So,
Sure.
because of my disability and how things have unfolded over the time, I've had to realise that I can't take everything on. So what I do is I now take out all the bookings in, and I will give out stuff to other DJs that I can't cover. So although the contract will be with me and my business, I will then get one of the other DJs that works with me, not for me, with me, to go and do that. So then big your special day, whether it be a wedding, corporate event, birthday, even a little child's birthday, it won't go missed. It won't. It it's all about integrity. It means that you can actually trust me, because I'm not gonna lie. I made those mistakes in the first 6 months. Yeah, lots of other. I'm not afraid to say it, a lot of other DJs used to slate me, so to speak, because in the early days, absolutely, I used to let people down. I was finding my feet. Well, now I find them. Although I can't walk, it doesn't stop me.
Sure.
Yeah, it business is just a learning process anyway. But it means that I can now take on more work and delegate and work with people. So I can also do that with other services. So say if you've got a wedding and you've got everything sorted, but your photographer doesn't show, or tells you a week before that they can't make it and all this sort of stuff. I can help by putting in one of the other photographers from one of the other areas, because I don't just have DJs in each of the counties that I work out of. I work with 2 cars, 2 photographers, 2 cake makers, 2 this, 2 that, 2 everything. So I essentially could put on a wedding, as long as somebody wanted to use all my suppliers, one wedding per county per Friday night and a Saturday night, and I could do that every weekend of the year if I wanted to, because I've got the suppliers. And what I've also done I've got 2 only because if one can't do it, the other one can.
Sure.
So I've got a backup plan, and if the 2 DJs for some reason fall flat on and they can't do the events in Staffordshire, I will myself go up to Staffordshire and do that gig. So effectively, with all the DJing, I'm the 3rd DJ in line to actually rescue it, an event. So just this year, 3, maybe 4 events, I've had phone calls. Can you help me? We'll pay you on the day. We'll pay you cash. Blah blah blah. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I've got an event on. I can't magic people if I'm busy or my team is busy. But what I can do is I can help you have a backup plan. People are scared when I say, "Oh, have you thought about X, Y, Z?" No, they haven't. And I don't want to scaremonger anyone, because that's not what it's about. This is, let's say, a wedding. It's their big day. And yes, wedding insurance is definitely key. But that's not going to help you out on the day, is it? What happens if, yes, you can claim back for the cake that doesn't turn up, but you still need a cake? What are you going to do? Okay, it might be a bit different, but a photographer, you still need a photographer for the day. What to do? Get in contact with me. Even if I need to pull somebody from a different county to come and help, that's what I'll do. Because I've got teams in each county. So if my 2 photographers can't do the event that one of your photographers has failed you on, and my 2 are busy, I'll get one from Staffordshire, and I will pay for petrol. It doesn't matter, because that, to me, is rescuing that big day.
Absolutely, and if someone's planned it for that long, then it's really important to them, right?
Exactly. I mean, I'm single. I haven't been married. I haven't even thought about it that far ahead yet. But it makes me think, how would I run my day? What would I do if X, Y, Z didn't turn up? You know.
Yeah.
I did a party about 3 or 4 months ago, and something as simple as table balloon decorations were half an hour before the guests came in. I was frantically trying to sort out one of my suppliers to come and drop some off. Luckily, the woman was just stuck in traffic. But to me, that, yes, okay, it's just traffic, but that there, to me, is lack of communication. So me as a supplier, even if I'm running 10 minutes behind, I still call you. Don't worry, I'm on the way. I always leave an hour before I always leave an hour to set up my equipment anyway. But if I agree
Sure.
to say to come to your event to start setup at 6 to start at 7, if I'm 10 minutes late for that initial setup, I'm on the call. I'm on that call straight away. I'm informing people because I don't want to be the one that makes the bride and groom panic, because trust me, 10 minutes they do panic.
Yeah, I'm sure they're panicked enough anyway without needing to worry about DJs or anything else that's going on during the day. So they just want to be able to relax on the big day, right?
Exactly. Well, this is the thing. A lot, and that's when you start getting people stressed, and then they worry about their day and all this. You've got the first dance to worry about. Why the heck do you want to be worrying about where the hell this supplier is, that supplier is?
Yeah. Okay, Ben, thanks for that. So I will run through, see if there's any comments or questions in a moment. In the meantime, while I'm looking at that, can you tell us what the top 3 tips would be for organising a party? You've obviously done a lot every single week, so what would be the top 3 tips that you would give to people organising a party, please?
So we didn't discuss this in our little call.
No, I like to surprise you.
Top 3 tips: budget, and when other suppliers say when people say what budget have you got, people can always do things to your budget. If it doesn't matter what your budget is, whether it's £100, £500, £2,000, have a budget in place. Look at the market and what's being offered to you, and don't always go with cheapest, because cheapest is not always best. That's one. Second, plan in terms of time. So many events that I've seen, they worry about they leave, especially birthday parties, a month, 2 weeks 2 weeks ahead, 2 weeks in advance. Do you really think a decent, let's say, DJ is going to have your event available, your date available in 2 weeks? Why not plan 6 months ahead and definitely get the date that you want? That's what I always tell people. And number 3, have fun. It's your day, whether it be a wedding, whether it be a party, a kid's party. It's a special day. Don't stress. Let people like me stress. I'm the one I'm providing the service. Do that. Can I have 4 tips? I've just thought of another one.
Okay.
Weddings. Always, the couples take time out to step back and go, wow, this is our day. So what I normally do is I normally say, if it's I was involved with a wedding a couple of years ago that was not far from like a lake, and I said, go. We us suppliers have got this sorted. You two go and have a walk around that lake, or around the gardens if it's in a little splendid little venue. Have time to just the 2 of you to go. This is it. This is our big day. Take the surroundings in and just relax. That's the only that really should have been number 1. But yeah.
Cool. So to recap: 4, budget, planning, fun, and step back and actually enjoy it. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me just see if we've got any other questions there. Just kind of reading through the comments. Andrew Bocott said, "What's this about?" So Andrew, this is me interviewing Ben about his business and about what he does. I don't know if his business groups every single week. So that's what it's about. I had some highs from Lucy and Harry there, and Kelly as well going down. Patty said, "Awesome story and good job." So credit to you on that one, Ben. And highs from Angelica and Jack there as well. And Jill. Steve Jones said, "People should leave disabled people alone." Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I don't think disabled people should be left alone at all. I think they should be just as involved and given as many opportunities like yourself. I don't think that's... Is that what you think he means?
Absolutely. Just little bit of a comment on that one. Not all disabled people sit at home watching the TV. Yes, I'm in bed watching the TV now, but come 6 o'clock, I'm going to be out helping people party. Not all disabled people sit at home doing nothing.
Absolutely. So that seems to be all the comments I have on there. So Ben, if you can share your links and your Facebook page and everything else on the comments when we're done, so people can come and find you. Is it okay for people to message you directly and ask you questions, or?
Absolutely. I've got a business page, but not many people message me through it. So personal page will be fine, or business page. Or call me, or email me, or anything like that. I'll put it all in the comments at the end.
Fantastic. And just to summarise really quickly, 10 seconds, can you remind us who you are and what you do again, please?
So I'm Ben Kelly from BJK Entertainment Limited. I do children's parties, birthday parties, weddings, corporate events, and showcases for the public.
Cool. Awesome. Cheers, Ben. Have an awesome Friday afternoon, a nice weekend, and I'm sure I'll catch you in the other groups. But thanks for sharing it with us. That's really great. Nice.
No problem at all. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.